Hi everybody, my name is Amanda Garcia and today I'm going to be talking about my observation relationship paper. So when I read the rubric on this, two people came straight to my brain, my mom and my dad. And I know, sounds boring, blah blah, just kidding. But no, it's just, it's the people I spend the most time with, the two people I observed on the daily. And honestly, I grew up an only child. I was alone for most of I had no siblings. I moved out here when I was 10 and I had no family out here. So I grew up watching my parents, reading their expressions, seeing the nonverbal gestures, eye rolling, sometimes middle fingers, sometimes high fives, things like that. So this is what I go into on my paper. So my paper is it browses through the past a little, gives details on where my dad is from, on where my mom is from, on why they are the way they are, because that's usually how it starts. Communication it varies between people. So I know with my parents, they had very completely different backgrounds. And that's why it ended up with them crashing so much back in the day. So in my paper, I go on a little tangent about the past, about how ugly their relationship used to be. They did not have communication skills whatsoever. Cognitive complexity, not there. Communication competence, not there. Those are some of the key terms I use in my paper. I also use cultural influences, perceived self, and multimodality. And I chose those because they describe equally my parents on what they didn't know and what they learned. So it's actually beautiful. This is why I chose them. They have come such a long way. Back in the day, they had a little girl, me, and they were teenagers, 17, 18 years old with a baby. Imagine how you're a baby yourself. So it was hard for them. They didn't know any better. They were still maturing, learning how to talk, learning how to solve problems together. They were building a family while they were still children. So it was ugly. It got really ugly. They used to yell. They used to give each other the silent treatment. They used to throw things sometimes, tantrums like you're a child. And I grew up seeing that. But luckily, I don't know, it's a good thing. It turned out to be a good thing. So I can say luckily. They ended up breaking up for 4 years, getting back together, and this is where I start talking on my paper how they learned. They learned to coexist despite their differences, despite their different communication styles, and they learned to get along. And now they're best friends, and now it's just amazing to see, and it's such a learning experience for me on how not to speak to somebody, how not to treat somebody, how not to how anything can be nonverbal and anybody can be overly sensitive to something. So yeah, it's a little background on my paper. I switch from past to present. I give some examples. I use the key terms from the textbook, and I worked really hard, and it was a good bonding experience for me and my family because I sat down with my parents and I asked them questions about the past, and I observed them on the daily just to see the differences, and it was fun. And I enjoyed it, and I hope you like my paper. Thank you.